Hey everyone, my name is Sean, and in today's video I'm going to show you the 5 best decks for beginners to build that want to get into the more competitive side of Yu-Gi-Oh! In Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. For this video, all the decks that you need are going to come directly from the campaign. You don't require any Duelist points, you don't need to go to the card shop, you don't need to go to any different modes really. This is all going to be very easy, very quick to get, and yeah, so let's get through these 5 deck recipes. The first deck which I strongly recommend for beginners to build is Trickstars. Trickstars are a very easy to understand strategy. They mostly use level 4 or lower monsters, and they work together to summon each other out in order to kind of swarm the field and then kind of attack and do little bits of damage, but in frequent little steps. If you want to unlock Trickstars and play this deck yourself, all you have to do is go through the VRAINS campaign. That's another thing today, we're only looking at the VRAINS campaign. You don't have to play through any other campaign. And yeah, to get this deck you need to first go to the Duel Once Upon a Time, beat Blue Angel, then you need to go to Duelist Challenge and challenge Blue Angel again here, and once you do, you can again unlock the deck recipe Trickstar Grand Arena. And yeah, Trickstar Grand Arena, like I said, is a very easy, very beginner friendly deck, and that I strongly recommend people give a try. I would make quite a few changes to this deck list, however, just to make it a little bit easier to play with, and that is to add some removal cards. So what I would do is I would take out these cards here. I would take out Trickstar Narcissus, Dark Room of Nightmare, Disturbance Strategy, and sorry, I'm going a little bit blank. Oh, you also have to take out some of the other cards here. You have to take out one Candina, because you're only allowed to put 2 of her in your deck on online mode, and only 1 copy of Light Stage, because you're limited to 1 of them. But yeah, I will take out those 11 cards, and then I will add in these ones. Now all the cards which I'm adding are cards which you start with when you load up the game for the very first time. So again, no additional farming, you already have these cards. And they are Dark Hole, Earthquake, Enemy Controller, Free Fisher, Free Dust Tornado, and 1 Mirror Force. And then you can also add Castell, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, to your extra deck, and Diamond Dire Wolf as well if you desire to, and you know how to use XE summoning. And that's Trickstars. It's a very easy, basic, hybrid style strategy, and if you want something very easy to start, very much give them a try. The next archetype we're going to go for, and it's actually a very competitive archetype, is Autogeist. Now, none of these decks are built to be competitive out of the box, but they're a very good place to start if you want to get used to this archetype and think, what is this about? So, in order to unlock the Autogeist tuning deck recipe, you're going to go through the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS campaign, and we're going to go until we get to the Duel Battle of the Siblings. Once you've won this one, you get the recipe. Autogeist are, again, very much like Trickstars. They use a lot of low-level monsters in order to swarm the field and then make it to their big boss monsters. But Autogeist is just a lot stronger than Trickstars are. They have a lot better utility. And so the only changes I would make for this deck as well, I would take out 2 of the Multi-Faker, because you're only allowed to play 1 of it, and take out 1 of the Menace, because you're only allowed to play 2 of it. And the other only cards I would add are 2 copies of Dust Tornado and 1 copy of Mirror Force. And that's Autogeist. Autogeist, very easy, very quick to make, very powerful strategy, very good place to learn, especially if you're a control style player. The next one is Topologic Rocket. This one will take a bit of work. You're going to have to go deep into the campaign. You're going to have to go all the way until the duel back to the beginning, but it is very much worth doing so. This deck list is incredibly powerful, and has very good cards. Topologic Rocket deck list looks as follows. Again, you are playing with a lot of low level dragons, and these dragons work by destroying themselves to summon each other, and then once you've got a decent number of dragons on the field, you can make them into your bigger boss monsters. And these boss monsters are actually very competitive cards. You have Borrow Savage Dragon, Borrow Low Dragon, Borrow Sword Dragon, Topologic Bomber Dragon, and Topologic Zero Borrows, and even Triple Burst Dragon's actually really good just to start with. So even when you're done with this deck, you'll have some really good cards that you can put into other decks later on. The only change I would make for this list as well is take out Topologic Gobbler Dragon, because he's banned. But otherwise, everything else is really good from the get-go. I don't really get playing Mind Crush, but it's not the worst. But otherwise, very solid list, very good place to learn. Is a little bit more on the combo side, so does require quite a bit of preparation and practice, but again, a very powerful deck. The last two deck lists are from the same character, that is from the character Bowman, and we're going to be looking at some invoked. And in order to get the invoked list, we have to go through this campaign until we get to the duel A New World Coming. Now you actually have to beat Bowman, so you've got to do a reverse duel and actually beat Blue Angel first and then beat Bowman, and then you unlock this deck list. Now invoked are all about summoning monsters using your magic. If you've ever seen an RPG or ever seen kind of a fantasy where a character has a book where once he reads the books he can summon monsters onto the field or onto the battlefield to do the work for him, that's what this is about. That's the style of this deck. And your main monster, your main man, is Alistair the Invoker. The way this deck works is you normal summon Alistair the Invoker to get your magic spell Invocation, and then when you invoke your monster, you use your Alistair combined with a monster of an attribute in order to make you one of your big boss monsters, and you have one for every single attribute. You have one for light monsters, dark monsters, water monsters, fire monsters, earth monsters, and wind monsters. And yeah, that's really the deck in a nutshell. There is quite a few things I would change out of it, and that is just because the way the deck works, they kind of clash with the deck. So I would personally take out the Genix Alley monsters. I don't think you really need them. You also have to take out one copy of Mind Control for legal purposes, and one copy of Super Poly for legal purposes. And I also don't think these trap cards are very good. DNA Transplant or Fusion Reserve or Interdimensional Matter Transporter. So there's 14 cards I want to add to this deck, and they are as follows. I want to add Copycat as a light monster just to help you summon out your light boss monster a bit. For your water boss monster, Gale Lizard. For your fire, Fencing Fire Ferret. For your earth, Amazoness Sage. And for your wind, Armored Bee. You already have lots of dark monsters in your deck. And then we have Dark Hole, Fissures, Dust Tornado, and Mirror Force as removal cards. And that's invoked. Again, like Altergeist and like Rokkets, a very, very powerful strategy in today's meta. And once you start to understand how invokes work, you can build on them and make them even better for online play. The last deck we're going to look at is also another fusion based strategy, and that is Attribute Shadowed, because it focuses on the Shaddolls strategy. In order to unlock this one, we're going to go back to the campaign one last time, and we're going to go to the Duel Burning Soul. It's actually right after A New World Coming, and in this one you've got to do a reverse duel and play a Soul Burner to beat Bowman, and then you get the access to Attribute Shadowed. Attribute Shadowed again is a fusion based strategy, but unlike Alistair, you don't have to just use the one monster with an attribute. You can use any Shaddoll monster with any monster of an attribute to summon out one of your boss monsters. And like Invoked, you have a wind one, you have an earth one, fire, water, dark, and light. Now again, there are some changes I would make from this. I would take out quite a few of these monsters because I don't really think you need too many of them. The Shaddoll monsters are fine, but I will take out the others. Now you may be wondering, but I need lots of monsters of different attributes. Now, unlike the Invoked, I'm not going to add monsters of different attributes because you've got the card Genix Alley Changer and Shaddolls Core that does the work for you. Genix Alley Changer can literally change his attribute to be any other attribute, so he kind of fills that role. And also Shaddolls Core can just naturally fill in by its effect any attribute for any Shaddolls fusion that you need. So you kind of have 5 monsters that do the work for you. Also, you have to take out one Mind Control, and I don't think a Fate Plan, DNA Transplant, or Interdimensional Matter Transport are very good. So the 12 cards which I would add are why is it only 10? 12 cards. I forgot. Oh, I took out Call of the Haunted for some reason. Yeah, Call of the Haunted. So I'll add in 2 copies of Call of the Dark Hole, Enemy Controller, 3 copies of Fissure, 2 Call of the Haunted, just to get your monsters back, Dust Tornado, and Mirror Force. And there is a very, very basic look at Shaddolls. And again, like with all these deck recipes, you don't have to go to the card shop at all. You don't need to spend a lot of points. You don't need to go to different modes and different duelist challenges to get one card here and one card there. All you got to do is beat these duelists once, farm their cards a little bit so you can fill out the deck recipe, and there you go. And then these decks are also relevant in the actual game, so once you start to become familiar with them, you can make them better and way, way more competitive. So guys, hopefully that was a very helpful video for you guys, particularly for beginners. If so, or if you have any comments, please feel free to reply to this video, and thank you as always for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.